Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Bench Mob Ent. We got Joseph Yeboah in the building tonight. Joseph, Joe, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good, can't complain. Currently, he is at St. Elizabeth University playing ball for them, playing college ball. For you, where did this love for basketball originate? Where did it start from for you now that you're playing college ball? Let's go back to your origin story.
So, yeah, the love for basketball actually started when I was 6 years old. Um, I used to live in North Brunswick. I had a neighbor that actually was playing like high school basketball,
Mhm.
and it was kind of like whenever I would see her go to the basketball court, like I always wanted to go with her, and she would kind of like teach me little things, and then that's when I kind of like really, fell in love with the sport.
That's dope. Now this person, is they still in your life, or that was just your neighbor at that time?
Yeah, she's still in my life. She's actually my oldest sister's best friend.
Oh, okay, that's dope. That's dope. Now you mentioned her and how she helped with when you were growing up from 6 years old. Who were some other players, whether professionally, whether in your town, that you looked up to or that you tried to model your game after?
So coming up, I liked a couple players. I liked Derrick Rose. I just
Mhm.
liked the aggressiveness and like the energy that he always brought to the table. I also like Russell Westbrook as well. Just like his attitude and like the strength and the energy that he brings. And then it was also kind of like I loved KD. And so basically like players that had their own kind of like swagger to the game. But everybody loves Mike. That's where it really started with. I love Mike. I love me some Mike.
I'm gonna ask just cause you brought up Mike. Do you have Mike as your GOAT?
I feel like I feel like Mike is first and Kobe second because I love Kobe too.
So you got Mike, Kobe, and then Bron.
Yes.
Okay, I can dig it. We don't hear that often. Everybody is always is Mike, Bron, Mike, and Kobe. I think that's a great discussion, great debate. I like Kobe too. I like Kobe growing up a lot. That was my guy. But being 5'10", I was like, I can't do everything that Kobe do. So let me go. I had to go find somebody else to watch. Really. Now you at St. Elizabeth University. Why did you choose St. Elizabeth? Could it have been any other school possibly that you decided to go to?
So at first I had went to Mercer Community College because of I had to get my mind more mature.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was to go to a university, I know I wouldn't be at that like maturity level to like focus on my craft and schooling. So little by little, so I did like 2 years at Mercer Community College, and
Mm-hmm.
then I had some friends from back from home that actually came to the school. So it was I was like, okay, I know I have some people here, so it won't even I'll meet new people, but it wouldn't be have to be like everything would be new. So I came here and also I wanted to play basketball. So I felt like this was a perfect place I could, continue my journey in a way.
So how is it? I asked one of your teammates, I asked you because I actually know your coach. I went to school with your coach. How is it playing for coach? Like what's your experience playing for him?
It's honestly, it's definitely I feel like playing with coach, I'm getting better, like day by day, because it was my sophomore year I actually got cut.
Mm.
Uh, and then it was I was like it felt bad at the moment, but then it was like I'm like, all right, Joe, you have to get over yourself. So then I just went back in the lab and then he kind of kept me in the loop of what the program is, of how everything goes. And then the next year I made the team. And then I didn't play that much, but I was still able to like practice and then see how everything goes. And then now I'm at my senior year. But each I appreciate the opportunity because I feel like with coach, each time I'm with him, I'm getting better and I'm getting to understand the game from a different aspect rather than just like playing rec or like street ball.
No, that's actually perfectly true. Like you're still in the environment, you're still with the team, you're still practicing, you're able to learn the plays, you're able to get better, skill work, all that type of stuff. So that's dope that you actually stayed with it. And I wanted to kind of ask though, so you said that you got cut, right? How did you, was it mentally, whether it was family, like how did you actually keep going? Because some people get cut and they're like, all right, I'm done with it. I don't want to play no more. Maybe it's not for me. Like, what kept you going to be like, all right, I'm gonna go back in the lab and get better?
Honestly, I feel like it's God's grace to tell you the truth. Because there was a moment, and it's like, it's funny when you go through a situation and you feel like you're alone, God sends you certain people. So
Mm.
like after I got cut, I was so upset, and one of my friends, he came to my room when he found out, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to go home. Like he literally took my suitcase and put it to the side. He was like, yo, nah, because you and I both know this is not you. Because I'm actually pretty stubborn, I could admit. So it's more of a, if you say I can't do anything, or if you say I can't do something, I'm gonna show you that I could do it. So then it came more of a like a, yeah, I got something to prove. I got something to prove, not just to everybody, but to myself. I didn't come here to quit. And then I actually started practicing. I feel like my story is something definitely that will inspire a lot of other people, because there was a time I actually was practicing with girls, because I couldn't practice with the boys at that time. So
Yeah.
I was practicing with the girls to get me in shape and like just to work on my craft before I actually started getting closer with the boys.
Hey, that's dope. You get it in where you can get it in. I know one of my boys, he actually practiced and was training with the New York Liberty this past season. So a lot of times too, people don't really realize whether it's sexism, whether it's ignorance. The women could they ball too.
Mm.
They legit, and like you said, they got you in shape. They like that. So kudos to you for your mindset. Because like you said, all right, I'm gonna prove it to myself. Because some people actually be like, you know what? They got the pride side of saying, I ain't gonna practice with no girls. I ain't gonna do that. So shout out to you though for like having a mindset like, all right, I'm gonna get better some way, somehow. I'm gonna get better. And you didn't let pride set in. Because once pride sets in, it's like that's a terrible place to be at, to be prideful. You mentioned God's grace, and you mentioning God helping you and sending people in your life during that time. One of the things that you have on your page, your social media page, is killer mentality is in the bio. For you, what encompasses killer mentality to you? If you had to describe it and explain it, and somebody says, "Hey Joe, what's killer mentality?" What would you say?
So I feel like killer mentality is not only for like just like basketball. So it's just for whatever you would want to like accomplish, or your craft is basically you're able to turn that switch and kind of separate yourself from your insecurities and just focus on the task at hand. And then also just like, you know what, I see this wall that's over here. Okay, the wall's over here. If I can't climb over it, maybe there's a way I could go beside it. If I can't go beside it, maybe I'm going to do what I have to do, to research what I have to research, and knock this wall down so I could go to the next step. So basically, or whoever's in my way, like I'm gonna devour you, because I'm gonna complete this mission that I came here to do, no matter what.
That's a dope mentality to have. That's like you said, that's something that can be used in life though. Whether it's school, making sure, hey, I'm gonna make sure I get a 3.0, a 4.0, whether it's in your relationships, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that I am the utmost Christian that I could be possible. I'm reading my word, I'm praying, whatever it is, that mentality is a good way to have, especially like I said, especially the God aspect, to not let trials and tribulations in life stop you from actually spending time with God and getting to know God. It seems as if you have a good relationship with God and you rely on God a lot in your life. What would you say are your favorite scriptures? Like, what's your go-to scriptures that you like the most?
Um, I like I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and I also like Psalms 91. as well. Because for those times where you may feel a little more insecure and you feel like you're under attack, just know that you're protected by God, and that kind of helps me just calm down and like, okay, so now I recognize this is what's important. I'm God's child and I'm protected. So
That's facts right there. For you, you're playing college ball. What would be one piece of advice that you would give somebody trying to go down that journey of playing college ball?
I would just tell them, I would be like, there's always a way, there's always a way. Just, there's going to be times where it's going to be tough. There's going to be times when you're going to feel like you're alone. You're going to be misunderstood by some people. But at the end of the day, you just got to lock in with your craft. And if you really want to do something and you really, 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 like, really just take it personal and just like keep going at it and you will complete it as long as you're putting in the work. But you have to be 100% truthful with yourself. Like sometimes you would have to ask yourself, no, not sometimes, but you're going to really need to ask myself, okay, today, what did I do today that got me better or got me closer to accomplishing my goals? If I didn't do anything, I'm going to do something now, whether it's like push-ups or just something.
Every day, one day at a time, getting better, 1% better, 2%, whatever, you're getting better every single day, which makes me want to ask this summer, what were you working on to add to your game to bring back to this season to show improvement, to show Coach James, like, hey, you can put me in more and more playing time? What were you working on to get better?
Definitely understanding the game more from like more and slowing my pace down and definitely developing a more consistent jump shot. I feel like because with our team, we have a lot of talent on our team and we have a lot of pieces, but every team needs a shooter.
That's smart thinking. Every team does need a shooter, and you see shooters typically, you got to do some other stuff. You got to play defense and stuff like that. But it's a shooter always in the league. It's a shooter always in the league. They be having 10, 12, 15-year careers off of just shooting. And I think personally, and people on my show, people that we've had, we can attest, and I'm sure you see it on the college level too. That's one of the underrated arts of shooting. You don't see it a lot anymore.
Yeah.
It's a lot of athletic people that could jump out the gym, but a lot of people can't shoot, don't have the right shooting form. So that's huge. That's needed. What are some of your personal goals for this season? And then what are some of your goals for the team?
So I'm gonna start with my personal goals. So some of my personal goals is I definitely want to earn more minutes on the court. I want to definitely set a tone when it comes to shooting. Definitely set a tone when it comes to shooting. And I actually want to try to no, I don't want to say try. I'm going to average uh at least 10 points a game. So with the team, I want to get better with the chemistry with the team, us to get closer, our bond to get stronger, and to fully understand my other teammates.
Mhm.
Um, Also, when we want to go to the chip, do what we have to do to go to the chip.
I'll be locked in. I know my boys. We're gonna be locked in for this season. Of course, supporting coach, supporting y'all. Y'all got a pretty solid squad. I think this should be a good year because I know this is your senior year. You got Nas coming back. You got some pieces coming back where y'all should really, like you said, if y'all build the chemistry, it could be a very successful season. For you, we got a couple more before we get out of here. And we appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to hop on the Bench Mob ENT. Who are, if you had to, share with us your favorite, your top 5 NBA players?
Uh, as of like right now, or just like in general?
Right now, we'll do right now because we kind of touched on the all time with MJ,
Yeah.
Kobe. And so right now,
Uh, Definitely. KD, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Edwards,
Hmm.
John Morant, and Drew Holiday.
I like the Drew Holiday pick. I really love the Drew Holiday pick. Super underrated. Well, those that know basketball know how good Drew Holiday is. So I like that five right there. Who wins the East? Who wins the West? Who wins the finals?
Honestly, I that's actually something I've been thinking about. I couldn't really grasp on it because it's just like now is a lot of different pieces going to different teams, and it's like this team is looking very strong, but this team is looking very strong. Honestly, I want the Bucks to go to the chip. I would like the Bucks.
Okay. That's a very likely possibility. And hopefully, if that happens, Dame gets his first ring ever. That'll be great for him. Great story ending. Last one before we get you out of here, right? If you had to tell your 6 year old self anything that would help you now, what would you tell your 6 year old self? Whether it's like you need to work on this better, you need to do this, don't give up. What would you tell your younger self?
Uh, I would tell my younger self to just be patient with yourself and know that, and stay consistent and know that you could do anything you put your mind to, and you're good, but stay humble. You know, you there's always something to be better at, but most importantly, give grace to God and understand where your talent is coming from.
Amen. Couldn't have said it better. Yo, y'all already know the vibes. If you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready. Bench mob, we out. Peace.